What's up guys, it's your boy Evan and today we would be reacting to the Snow White drama. It's been a minute and I decided not to check any content out or find or try and see what the update is with regards to the movie until it has marinated until it has marinated in theaters and all that. So, and you know that they're going to be aftermath to it, so I'm really excited to check this video out. I'm just trying to see what the title is. Rachel Zegler loses it after the Minecraft movie humiliates Disney at the box office. It's not the first time she has lost it, so I'm excited to check this one out. If you like this reaction, support your boy, support the channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the video. Let's get it. Alright, so make sure you subscribe to Hollywood Confidential. This looks like it's gonna be so much fun, so I'm excited to check this out. Alright, let's get it. Wait. Dang it. The content in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Okay.
You can't tell me Minecraft is the worst movie of 2025 when Snow White exists.
When we look, you can see families were more...
Honestly, they're not wrong, because yes, we know the Minecraft movie was bad, especially with the CGI and all that, but you compare it to Snow White, bruv. Minecraft is a much more better movie, and I haven't even watched it.
Than willing to go to the box office to support something like the Minecraft movie, while Rachel Zegler's Snow White continues to plunge.
Yeah, she is
Literally
spiraling.
There. And
that's a spiraling laughter right there.
This is. Meanwhile, the experience at Minecraft goes something like this.
And you could say that Snow White and the turnout that he had kind of saved Minecraft, because don't get me wrong, Minecraft, it's not great. You get me? Minecraft is not great, and if Snow White did not turn out the way it did, Minecraft will be the headlines right now. But because of Snow White and how the drama and everything, that the whole baggage that came with it, Minecraft was saved. Pretty much Minecraft was saved. Damn. Look at the turnout, man. People go hyped for it.
In one weekend, made more money than Snow White has made globally after 3 weekends.
Damn.
That's how bad it is right now.
Yeah.
It says, meanwhile, over in the kingdom of crumbling crowns, Disney's Snow White dropped like an enchanted apple.
Over in the kingdom of crumbling crowns, oh my days.
That hates everything America stands for.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
Saying that audiences will always line up to see her no matter what she does.
Yeah.
And every
that was so narcissistic behavior, thinking that yes, you effed up, but you're that good that people are also gonna turn up to watch you. Nah, bruv. Delusional.
People will wait in
Is that your middle name?
You know what's interesting about all this is that the only person waiting in line to see Snow White was Rachel Zegler.
Look at the awkward stare.
And not surrounded by 7 weird people.
Weird.
Fictional goblins, I guess.
Well, we
That's
all
a
basically
meme.
Knew that Snow
That's a
White was
meme
going
now.
to be a massive failure at the box office because of Rachel Zegler's controversial statement.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe
Well, Disney does.
You're a pawn in this film. He didn't write it. He didn't direct it.
Exactly.
He had nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Exactly.
You should shut up and do the job.
Exactly.
Warner Brothers Minecraft movie versus Disney's Snow White. which in theory should be quite a battle. But
Yep.
it's not even a fair fight.
Yep.
It's pretty
Exactly what I said.
to watch.
Exactly what I said. People can bear through watching Minecraft than watching Snow White.
Zegler is a loudmouth dope. We're talking about ultra-far leftists, people who believe that men and women are a figment of your imagination, that your money is not your own, that your family is not your own, and that your country is not your own. That's what woke me.
Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist who's just clinical at this point.
Exactly.
There is no doubt
That's what I
about
was
it that
saying.
Snow White 2025 is considered by far one of the worst box office failures, not just with Disney, but also in the entire film history when it comes down to live action remakes.
And I keep still saying it. Why do live action in the first place? There's a reason why the classics are the classics, and they are the classics for a reason, especially the fact that they shaped our childhood. They defined who we turned out to be for the most part. And when you do a live action, whatever the reason, you're tugging a part of our childhood that we treasure so dearly, and when the live action turns out bad, you've pretty much insulted us. You've pretty much insulted our whole childhood, our whole identity. And Snow White doing what they did, with how they changed the story, with how they changed pretty much everything, was a jab at those people whose childhood were formed and shaped by Snow White, especially the classics. So it's deserved. I feel no sympathy for how the movie is turning out right now. As a matter of fact, I feel like I'm gonna go watch Minecraft. Oh, is this new footage?
Big Mouth
No
Rachel
comments.
Zegler totally
I thought
lost
she was
it
gonna
after
say
seeing
something.
the opening numbers for the Minecraft movie and realizing it crushed Snow White at the box office. You're
Yep.
not gonna believe this.
What did he
Disney
show? What did
basically
she
lit
say?
itself on fire and handed the win to a bunch of pixelated blocks. That's right. While the House of Mouse kept pushing its sloppy live-action Snow White, Minecraft stormed in and wiped the floor,
Yep.
making Disney's latest flop look like a bad high school project on YouTube.
So
It definitely felt like one. I can't lie.
It got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers.
Minecraft
made
$16
$16
million
million on Saturday. Snow White made 2.
And of course, this
That
weekend,
laugh is
Minecraft came out, which
diabolical.
has absolutely dominated
That
the box
laugh
office, significantly better
is
than analysts
diabolical.
even projected. And now we're finding out that Snow White has officially crossed $160 million. Critics were sure Minecraft would crash and burn. They called
Same.
it too simple.
Exactly,
Too
we
childish,
all did.
Too blocky to ever make it big in theaters. But guess what? The movie exploded with a massive $300
We all
million
did.
global opening, turning all those expert predictions into a total joke. And Snow White?
We all did, and honestly, this is out of this whole drama and everything going on, but the same way, I'm sure that most of you are following what's happening with Superman and the backlash that Superman is having right now. I feel like I'm not going to compare Superman to Minecraft, but if the backlash and everything, which we did, which was honestly kind of deserved with Minecraft, turned out the way it did, I have high hopes. That Superman, especially with the backlash that it's having with the suit, with whatever, the fact that James Gunn is too James Gunnish, bro, it is still gonna do numbers. It is still going to do numbers in theaters when it comes out. I have no doubt. And the people I just feel I hated are people who are probably Zack Snyder fans or Zack Snyder stans, and they just hate everything that is not Zack Snyder's creation, you get me? So
It barely crawled to $77 million after weeks in theaters. Yep,
Weeks.
you heard that right. Even with
Yeah, I
Disney's
think it
massive
came out
marketing
March,
and
yeah?
non-stop hype, the movie flopped hard. Like, let's just pretend this never happened. Kind of bad.
Every
Yeah.
way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
Yeah.
No one on the right side of America
Yeah,
can stand
honestly.
the star of this movie.
You know the saying,
go woke, get broke, and Disney's going to lose money on this movie. And I believe it only made less than $1 million in China.
Here's the real kicker.
Less than
Disney
it.
thought
Of
they could go for
course,
nostalgia.
it's gonna, bruh. China, come on. Did you expect it to perform? Did you expect it to perform well in China? Nah.
And ignore every
You
warning
guys are
fans
wild
gave
with
them.
that one.
Turns out, trashing your own fairy tale isn't the best way to sell movie tickets. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Stick
Oh
around,
yeah, I think
because what's coming next includes total boardroom panic,
I think they're
wild
coming
blame
up with
games, and a lead actress who
another
somehow forgot she's playing
another
one
remake
of the
of
most
Snow
iconic
White, yeah?
characters in movie history.
Turned over 157 million while earning another 144 million internationally. The Minecraft video game was introduced in 2011 and sold more than 300 million
Yeah.
copies. So it actually has a fan base, user base,
Yeah.
people that care about it.
Yep.
In theory, Snow White should as well. Snow White's the movie that made Disney, the studio. They should have been more cautious and careful with their own IP.
Yeah,
it's a
honestly.
billion-dollar IP. The Disney Snow White, faithfully adapted, would have made $1 billion.
Yep.
Now let's talk about Rachel
Hands down,
Zegler,
hands
the
down,
loud-
hands down. Done well, done right, stuck to the script, stuck to the original, the original blueprint of what makes Snow White such a childhood memory, childhood sensation for most people. This movie would be one of Disney's biggest profits, especially from a movie, from a Disney live action movie. But go or go broke.
Newcomer
They said
at
it,
the
not me.
center of this whole mess.
And it's
For
true.
some reason, Disney thought it was a genius idea to cast someone who openly trashed the original Snow White. Yeah, the same Snow White
Yep.
that built Walt Disney's legacy, launched the entire Disney empire, and is
Yep.
still loved all over the world. But to
Yep.
her, it's just old
Weird.
Nice going, Disney. You handed your most iconic role to someone who treated the classic like it belonged in the trash. Fans didn't hold back either. Social media exploded with complaints, saying Zegler turned the movie into a lecture instead of a fairy tale. In interview after interview,
Yeah,
he
I
slammed the
kept
original story
seeing.
for being outdated, completely
Yeah,
missing
play the
what
weird,
made it
weird
magical
clip.
in the first place.
Play the way
I
we're
just mean that it's no longer
I think we're gonna get
1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be
I'm
saved by the
waiting-
prince,
I'm
and she's
waiting
not gonna
for
be
it.
dreaming about true love. She's dreaming
I don't
about
think this is the
becoming
clip.
the leader she knows she can be. There's a big
Oh, yeah,
focus
this
on
is the
her
one.
love
This is the clip.
story, with a guy
This
who
is the
really
clip.
stalks her.
Weird, weird.
So we didn't do that.
That's a meme, bro.
The producers,
That's a meme.
far left-wing activists in Hollywood are turning on her, and Disney has canceled all of Rachel
Bruh,
Zegler's
of
appearances
course.
on their media platforms.
Of course.
Like anyone asked to be scolded in the middle of a fairy tale. Imagine showing up excited to see a new take on Snow White, only to watch the lead actress mock everything you grew up loving.
Yep.
Brilliant move, right? Now let's be real. Zegler didn't tank the whole movie by herself, but her tone-deaf comments definitely poured gasoline.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. She didn't tank the movie herself, but she took it upon herself to be the face of everything that made this movie horrible. If that makes sense, if you get me. She decided to take it all on herself, be the front runner of everything, because one, the story was bad. It's not her fault. It's not her fault that the writers decided to change and make it go woke. She's not part of the writing department. She's just there to act it out. But why she is taking the whole force of the backlash of everything was because she couldn't keep her mouth shut. That's just it. If she had kept her mouth shut, this wouldn't be a turn on Zegler. This would be more so a turn on Disney and the writers and the directors and all that stuff, and the executive decision to make this movie be in the direction that it went. But because she couldn't keep her mouth shut, I mean, she's a scapegoat. Everybody needs to have a scapegoat, and she's the one. So, yeah.
Gasoline on the fire. You'd think Disney would step in, coach her a bit,
No.
maybe give her some decent PR advice. Nope. They just let her keep talking, saying the original Snow White was broken
No.
and needed to be fixed.
I feel like
And
they
guess
knew
what?
that it was
Disney
gonna
fans weren't
tank,
having
so
it.
they just
didn't
let
want
her
some fresh
speak.
face rewriting
You
their
get me?
childhood. They wanted someone who respected the story. Instead, they got lectures, eye rolls, and a whole lot of empty theater seats.
Literally the only person there.
Yeah.
And
Weird.
Do you
Weird.
not understand how humiliating
Gonna try
this
something
is?
like this.
Oh my god.
Weird.
She's talented, she's attractive, she's got skill. But there are a lot of actresses in Hollywood who bring all that to the table and are not going to
Yep.
absolutely sabotage your work.
Disney's
Yep.
top execs
Exactly.
stayed weirdly silent, just letting the disaster
Exactly.
unfold. Like they had no clue why fans were so upset. There was a time when Disney was
Huh?
untouchable, the king of
Are
family
you
movies.
kidding me?
Now, they're like that out-of-touch uncle who won't stop talking
Yeah.
about the good old days while trying to force everyone to drink
Yeah.
kale smoothies at a birthday party. Look,
Yep.
updating old stories isn't always a bad thing, but when Disney rewrites its classics
Is it always a bad thing or not? That's up for debate. That is honestly up for debate, because now I'm not talking about I'm not talking about updating or turning live action of every childhood or original hits, right? Because there are some, like Sonic, for example. Sonic actually performed well. Sonic is amazing, turned out great, turned out amazing, and I'm sure there are others that you guys can think of that I can't come up with right now, but Sonic came to my mind, and it's a perfect example of a live action done right. But when it comes to Disney, it's a whole different ball game, because these original cartoons, these original classics had the story that worked for it. These original stories worked, and that was the reason why they turned out the way they did. So when you create a live action from it, okay, the CGI might be iffy. But if the story is great, cool. It to an extent it gets a pass. But if the story is bad and the CGI is great or decent, it's not gonna do as great as if the story was good but CGI is bad. But you get what I'm trying to say. But then if the CGI and the story is all left, it's gonna be bro, you're setting yourself up for disaster. I mean, with Lion King, right, the CGI wasn't the best. It didn't capture what made Lion King, especially for us that grew up with it, right? But the story, they stuck, for the most part, if I can remember, they stuck to the origin story, and we loved it. I can go watch Lion King again, even though it was ruined. I did not actually like it because of the CGI. I can bring myself to watch Lion King again. But with this, no, it's not possible.
so much that you barely recognize them anymore. That's when you know something's gone way off track.
So you had the marketing material not being all that good. A lot of advertisements were really mediocre for the
Honestly,
stuff.
I didn't even
And
know
to
that it
top
was
off,
coming
they
out.
made tons of
I wasn't
changes
following
and
it
strayed
at
away from
all.
the source material, which upset a lot of fans.
Insiders say the Snow White disaster was doomed from the very beginning. The script got rewritten over and over. Each
Why, though?
version worse than the last. Stuffed with clumsy modern messages.
Damn.
They were so busy patting themselves on the back for being progressive, they forgot the most
Damn.
important part of any movie, a story people actually care about. Instead of keeping the magic and charm of a fairy tale, they shoved in messages so obvious, it felt like they were hanging political posters in the background.
This
Damn.
is just so typical of the left. The progressives always finding a way to find their way back to doing something not progressive.
President Rachel Zegler also posted, F Trump kinds of posts on social media.
Yeah,
also said that
she
hoped Trump supporters, quote, never know peace.
Whereas the
She
Snow
sets
White
herself
model
up for that one.
is the
She sets
message
herself up for that one. I can't lie.
ad infinitum, shoved directly up your ass, and most importantly, in the most insufferable possible way, like screamed at you by an ugly woman for 2 hours.
The few fans
Nah, that was brutal, bro. That was brutal. That was brutal. That was personal. That was personal. That last statement was personal.
Like magical adventure. It felt like a boring lecture. So how did Disney respond? By doubling down on the lectures. Now they're stuck with the results. A humiliating box office flop and a very public slap in the face.
Yeah.
But hey, at least they get to say they were forward-thinking, right? Meanwhile, while Disney was busy shooting itself in the foot, the Minecraft movie was out there printing money like it was going out of style.
And so let's see how they fared against each other. The Minecraft movie breaks box office record with $300 million global opening, while woke Snow White slips again. Minecraft movie was a big...
Because now with Minecraft, I'm not familiar with the source material, how the game works. I have never played the game. So those who play Minecraft, who are deep into the Minecraft lore, or if I can call it that, they know how the movie turned out. And if it's stuck to the source material, I can see that as the reason why it turned out great the way it did compared to Snow White.
Weekend, 300 million.
Critics rolled their eyes, saying it was just another video game movie. What they missed is that Minecraft has fans of all ages, little kids on tablets, teens streaming on YouTube, and adults who've been building block worlds since day one. Who knew? Giving people a fun, drama-free adventure is actually the secret to winning big.
Encouraging to see a movie that decided to do the opposite of Snow White, which is, according to all available reviews, including from the people that I trust the very most on this platform, it is non-political. The Minecraft movie does not try to beat you and box you about the ears with the message. It is just
so this is what made it work. This is what made it work.
Movie should be.
The theaters were packed. Some showings
were
so loud, it felt more like a rock concert than a movie. No joke.
And then
Things
you have
got
it.
so wild. The cops had to show up and escort a few kids out because they were just having way too much fun.
And the cops had to escort the rowdy teenagers out. The Minecraft movie is doing something magical. It's creating a
what Snow White couldn't.
Reaction event where people are going to just be part of something to interact with the movie itself. The kind of thing that really creates,
and look at kids. That's the whole point. Kids turning up with their parents. Look at it turn up for Minecraft, man.
And guess who's front and center in the
Jack Black, of course.
Jack Black. Yeah. He said some wild stuff over the years, but when it comes to bringing big laughs and crazy energy, the guy delivers. He knows how to fill seats. Audiences instantly connected with the movie's fun, lighthearted vibe, and loved how it actually stayed true to the game's spirit. Something Disney probably should have done with Snow White. And here's the kicker. Critics gave it a weak...
Now I wonder, if they were to do it right, who do you think Disney should have casted for Snow White?
40% on review
Let me know in the
sites.
comments.
But real people,
who do you
they gave
think
it a
Disney should have
solid
casted?
87%. That says it all.
You can see here the
But the CGI is scary though. I can't lie. The CGI is still freaks me out.
On Rotten Tomatoes. 87% audience.
Still freaks me
That's
out.
kind of all that matters because these people pay the bills, these people don't.
So, who's out of touch now? This is what happens when studio execs stop preaching and just let creators tell fun, entertaining stories. Critics can complain all day, but the people buying tickets have spoken. And their wallets are louder than any snobby review. It's 2025, and Hollywood's just now realizing that preachy politics don't pack theaters. Look, nobody hates a good message, but audiences want it done with a little class, not slammed in their face like a wrecking ball. Still, studios keep pumping out these lesson of the week movies, then act surprised when nobody shows up. Snow White is just the latest victim. Instead of trusting the original story,
And it's not gonna be the
full
last.
of courage, kindness, and heart, Disney thought it needed
It's
a
not
full
gonna be the
makeover
last.
to impress Twitter. Big mistake. Huge. Now they're stuck with a super expensive lecture that fans find boring, annoying, and totally out of touch.
This movie exists, by the way.
Yeah, fans find it that way, but what about those who grew up living their lives with Snow White? I'm sure there are some die-hard Snow White fans out there.
You can't tell me Minecraft is the
Can't
worst movie
imagine
of
how they're
2025 when
feeling
Snow
right
White
now.
exists. Minecraft movies are going to make more in the weekend than Snow White's made in his entire theatrical run, and we know why. right.
On the flip side, Minecraft took off because it didn't try to preach. It respected the audience and just delivered good old-fashioned fun.
Stuck to what made Minecraft
chasing your favorite blocky hero? Boom. You got it. Looking for a fun, feel-good adventure the whole family can enjoy? Say no more. No surprise it's raking in the cash. So, what's the takeaway here? Trying to force woke messages down people's throats isn't exactly a winning strategy.
Teens in suits shouting lines, cheering, like it was a concert. Check out the energy. Unreal. Disney Snow White is flopping hard. Why did Minecraft win? Because they stayed true to their actual audience.
Exactly.
If Disney had made a faithful adaptation to the original Snow White, it would have made $1 billion.
Now let's get back to the star of this whole disaster. Rachel Zegler, the walking example of how not to promote a movie. Is that totally fair? Maybe not. She's not the one writing the script or calling the shots behind the
But she could have shut up her big mouth.
scenes. But let's be real. She made it way too easy to blame her. And with the way she ran her mouth in interviews, Disney had no problem letting her take the fall.
Exactly.
Itself.
Exactly what I said. If she shut up, if she never said nothing, everybody would be coming at Disney hard. But now Rachel Zegler is the one who's taking the heat. And I'm not mad. I don't blame.
Easy scapegoat. I think they're scapegoating her on purpose.
Yeah.
But the entire movie was
exactly what I said. Exactly what I said.
Rachel Zegler didn't write Snow White.
Exactly what I said.
Rachel Zegler didn't cast Snow White. The studio did.
Exactly what I said.
Disney problem. Disney did these things.
Yep.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
Insiders are whispering about tense meetings at Disney HQ, where execs are busy pointing fingers at each other. Some are angry that Rachel Zegler
You did it. No, you did it. You know what? Who did it? Rachel did it.
Others say someone should have stepped in.
Yeah, let's blame Rachel.
After the first few PR disasters. Either way, it's one giant blame game.
And
Zegler,
I don't feel bad for Rachel
pushing the whole modern version message to an audience that clearly isn't buying it. Then there's the casting drama. A Colombian-American actress playing a character famously described as having skin white as snow.
She's a white character. She should be a white actress.
Because of course she is not white as
she should be a white actress. That's Snow White, man. So stupid.
And so it's a mark of her resilience.
So stupid.
Disney said it was about being inclusive.
If Snow White wasn't a classic, maybe it would work, but no.
But longtime fans saw it as a slap in the face to the original story. Whether you agree or not, it sparked a
debate
that drowned out anything.
Now look at that CGI.
Well. For a company that's
look at that
CGI about controlling its image, this felt like a rookie mistake. Sure, you could call Snow White a one-off flop, but fans see a pattern. Disney's been slipping, and the box office doesn't lie. They've been cranking out live-action remakes that either bomb from controversy or flop because they're just plain boring. But this time, they messed with a timeless classic.
Two of them.
Forced in a message nobody asked for.
The controversy and the boring.
Handle the spotlight. To make things
had a
worse,
baby.
A Hollywood insider
and then we have
says
Snow
there's
White.
serious fighting happening behind the scenes. Some top execs are furious at the marketing team for not changing course when fans first started complaining about the casting. Others are blaming the writers, saying they completely ignored what test audiences were trying to tell them. And stuck in the middle of all this mess, Disney's once shiny brand, now looking pretty beat up thanks to a string of bad calls that make the company look, well, kind of clueless. It's almost funny. A giant company brought down by its own ego. Snow White was supposed to be a safe, easy win. But they pushed too hard with all the preaching. It totally backfired.
It would have been
and now
the
look at
biggest,
a pixel-style video
biggest
game
movie.
That started as a tiny indie project, just crushed Disney's big, expensive fairy tale remake. You can't even make this stuff up. The message from moviegoers? Loud and clear. They want fun, not a lecture. Minecraft gave them exactly that. And when critics trashed it, all it did was make people even more curious to go check it out. Meanwhile, Disney is left licking its wounds, trying to figure out how they managed to mess up something
now the question
as simple
is,
as Snow White. And
how are they going to bounce back?
What's next for Disney?
Exactly.
Are they going to keep rewriting classics into preachy, watered-down lessons?
Yeah,
or will they
same question I'm
what
asking.
audiences have been shouting for years?
How are they going to bounce back from this?
Stop talking down to
Not like I
people who
care,
actually
honestly,
show up and
because the moment they ruined Lion King for me, I zoned out. I completely zoned out. So I really don't care. I honestly don't care how they bounce back, but I'm still curious to know.
And as for Rachel Zegler, who knows? Maybe she'll bounce back with a better role in a movie that doesn't treat its
We'll
roots
see.
like old junk. Or
We'll
maybe
see.
she'll keep playing the misunderstood hero, while the
We
audience
will
sees
see.
her as the villain. But one thing's clear. After this mess, fans are done with the lectures. They want stories, not speeches. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think about this wild ride.
We will see. And that there, folks, you have it. Snow White, Minecraft, which could have been the laughing stock right now, are sitting pretty in their profits that they're making from how well the movie is doing, and Snow White keeps sinking down because they decided to woke it up. Well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and for the fact that Disney should know better. The fact that Disney should know better, man. Now they're winning their stupid prizes. Anyways, that's it from my end, guys. If you like this reaction, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.